Yes, what is the sign of our spiritual progress is a big question. As you said, the one Swami said that you are feeling the difficulty you are feeling.
Struggling. If you're struggling, you're making progress.
You are struggling, then you are making progress. Another thing is that we are progressing. The sign will be two. One sign will be that the way we used to look at the world, my perception about my world view, my attitude towards people, everything will be changing little bit different. The way we used to see the world, maybe not that I am seeing God everywhere. I may not be able to do that. But there is some change in me will happen. Hey, somebody is there.
Yeah.
That is one thing. Change. Suppose I used to get irritated. It's a normal thing. I used to get angry. If I am practicing, gradually I will find that I am not reacting the same way, a little less, a little different. I was doing it 20 times. Now I do 19 times. I get mad so much, but I am at least one time I am less. Intensity. I could not forget. If you say something, I cannot forget 20 years. You did that and you said that in such and such way, no? You did. But spiritual growth will tell you, you will forget. Gradually you will learn to forget that it is not. You are not many things which was important to yourself, it will lose its strength. It will not that important. That is another idea, that though it appears to be, I don't justify anymore internally at least. I may do some mistake, but I will be watchful about that. These are the realistic point, and our day-to-day behavior will change. That's why spirituality is connected with character. The only thing it will slowly impact our life is change of our character. The way we behave, way we think, it is a slow process. It is undergoing every day, little by little change is happening. And we should be careful. Only one thing, we can talk of 20 points, how to improve the character, but only we can focus one point. Try to see the divine in everyone. But everyone is not divine. This question comes every time. Divine is within, but divine is not manifested. So therefore, everyone divine, though the divine is there inside, but we have to understand that everyone will not behave like that of a non-spiritual personality or loving or caring personality. No. But we have to understand, even then there is the same divinity. It is a covered. It is a thick cover of ignorance. Thick or thin, deeper covering or lighter covering. And as lighter covering we call is good people, holy people, pure people. And as thick the covering, distorted image comes. And they don't understand what is good, but they create trouble for others thinking that they are doing good. Selfishness. Another sign of spiritual development is selfishness to selflessness. I used to think of myself only. My eating, my food, my pleasure, my this, my. And if I become spiritual, it will be I, also you. You also he or she. It will expand. That's why Swami Vivekananda has defined that unselfishness is called God. He has defined, God is unselfishness. How that unselfishness will spontaneously come when it is generating in me, at least if we think of others a little bit, that I am fond of identifying with others' suffering and trying to help them in any way we can. That is a sign of spirituality. And in a deeper sense, if we really get a little concentration in our practice, that day we feel the touch of joy. That is the concrete sign of our development. Some people may say some mystic visions, experiences. Yes, those are milestones. But not that everyone is able to see the visions of gods and goddesses and light and this and that. That may be for some people a symbol, a symptom that you are moving in the right direction. But that is not only the sign of the spiritual growth. Spiritual growth will be more of internalizing and putting the joy inside, feeling the more peace inside. Situation will be troublesome, but under that situation I will be less disturbed. So this internal transformation will come, and feeling for others will come, and occasionally getting a touch of joy. Touch of joy when we are meditating, and if we can get that type of joy, and then that will give us the proof that there is something in us. And if one moves on and on, sometimes dark night comes. It's called the dark night of the key, dark Christian mysticism, dark night of the soul. In spiritual practice it happens that we are practicing for a long time, but it is dry period, as if nothing is happening. But don't get upset with that. It is said, go on with your practice. Go on. It happens with the big, when a great spiritual giants, saints, that type of period of dryness comes, as if I am practicing, I am sitting morning, I am trying, but it is becoming mechanical. Don't worry about that. Though you have got little glimpses of truth before, a period comes, sometimes it is a total blank. But wait, that is the chance coming, when a greater revelation will happen. And also to understand, our spiritual growth is not like a straight line. It does not go in straight line. Our spiritual growth is always sine curve. Sine curve means your meditation is good, your prayer is good, your day is going on good, and you are feeling better, you are having a holy company, and everything is going on. Suddenly you feel, it is obstacle is coming, this is not possible, that is not possible. But you are going sometimes to downgrade, but it is, you note that your progress is happening, the sign, though it is ups and downs. These are the few points which I can think about. We should have to pay more attention, not to vision and experience. Some people feel that I have some vision, I am progressing much. Yes, that may be a little sign of progress, but that is not the real sign of progress. The real sign of progress is purity of the heart, feeling for others, selflessness, love for God. Love for everyone will come gradually. First, love for the holy people will come, love for good people will come, then will extend, the horizon will expand. Then you will be feeling compassionate for anyone who is doing something wrong. Not with anger. We become angry if someone does something wrong. But with this spiritual growth, you will feel compassionate. Oh, poor guy. Probably he or she is in that in a different circumstances, and under that circumstances he is forced to do like that. So you can feel another side of it is compassion is coming. Finding fault with others will reduce. We observe the weak points of others because I see. But what is here, you can see there. But I think I am the perfected one. So, awareness of not seeing fault with others does not mean that everyone is perfect. No. Everyone has some good side, some bad side. And character is mixed of sattva, rajas and tamas qualities. No? But what benefit we do by looking at the negativity? I only take the garbage in myself. Suppose if there is some negativity in someone and I am criticizing that and focusing on that, what I am doing? My attention is going there and I am grabbing that into my samskar. And then a time will come, this garbage is to be removed from heart. Then again you have to take out. So better to be careful. They're not to find fault. That means fault is there, but look at the positive side of the person. And that also makes a good relationship. In the world to live, if you always tell me I am bad, I will not like you. However bad I am though, but I don't want to hear that I am bad. But if you can say, oh, you did it, but it could have been done this way. You are great, but it could have been done greater. So that gives me a little boosting. So positivity, that's also, that type of attitude will grow in spiritual growth.
Swami, you were talking about visions being a sign of progress, or not necessarily being a sign of progress. It reminded me that Houston Smith said, we don't seek altered states, but altered traits.
Altered states, altered traits.
Right, is how what we experience is expressed through our actions and thoughts.
Yeah, exactly. What is expressed through our actions. That's why it's character. We talked about the character change. Their softness comes, love for other comes, consideration for others comes, less of me idea comes. If someone is suffering, you can feel, what can I do for that person? That type of feeling will come. Yeah.
You said something about that God realization can come any moment.
Yeah.
How would you know?
We read the life. We read the life of these saints, that you are doing so much of spiritual practice and this and that, nothing happening. And you see, sometimes you see the flash of light coming. It is called the grace period. There comes the one question, grace, God's grace. God is not a commodity to be purchased by some value. You pay some $10 and get $10 product, isn't it? So you do some japa, you do some meditation, you go to some pilgrimage, you do some charity. Because you have done, God realization will happen? No. If it happens like that, then it becomes a commodity. God is not a commodity, God is the truth. God is the truth. So commodity can be purchased, but it is only by grace, His grace, only that vision comes. Experience, real experience comes when you are really frustrated. You lose that you can do nothing. You have exhausted your all efforts of meditation, prayer, reading, studying, scripture, going to austerity and whatever you have done. When you get exhausted, and then only total revelation appears. See, Ramakrishna's life is a glaring example. Ramakrishna was doing so much austerity, that so much description we hear, it is beyond our imagination even to think that that much is possible. Days and nights, how it passed away. He said, I do not know when the day came, when the night passed. He is crying and weeping, day and night, meditating, repeating the japa, etc., etc. And at the same time, when the experience came when he felt that divine depression, no? He said, what is the meaning of life? And that he wanted to just kill himself. That is the point. He is not doing japa, he is not doing meditation. And you see, thus. And that is the time came, he found that the mother's portrait, no? That is what? It is full of light. It has first become a living entity. It is no more made of your, what is called the stone, black stone. The mother's image, there is the black stone. It appeared like a living entity with eyes blinking. And the personality. And then what happened? Then it becomes light. It's effulgent rays of light emanating from his body, the mother's body, no? And then, come in, you can sit here if you like. Here. Here. Come. Yeah, because there is no other room. This is a space. Be comfortable in between.
I don't feel self-conscious. We're all looking at you.
Yeah. So, and then that see what is not, it is to our eyes it will be an idol. It is a stone, piece of stone. But when the vision is coming, God is everywhere. Do you believe this? Here is the Ramakrishna's experience teaching us. What did he saw? Stone is gone. There's no stone. He felt a living entity of the Mother Divine, full of blessings, full of love, full of compassion. And then it became radiant. And radiant light penetrated the walls of the temple. And it became like an ocean and ocean and ocean of light. And he got drowned into that ocean of light. And he said, I lost myself in that consciousness for that day and the next day. So, here, experience came because of something. Because you are going to, suppose, oh, I will kill myself. So, if I take a sword and kill myself, my head will go away only. But God will not come. Because he was panting for God realization. And he was searching for God. Tried meditation, tried japa, continuously praying, doing whatever. As he said, day and night passed. He forgot about himself, forgot about whole surrounding. And crying on another day gone. Another morning came. It is also useless. And then he exhausted himself. And then the grace comes. It is said, the example in our scriptures they give, suppose a woodcutter, you are cutting a big tree. So you chop. They in earlier days, nowadays modern system you come differently. Chainsaw and other things cut by these more scientific. In early days they used to chop with a axe, no? And cutting, and someone is holding with a rope from the top. But they are holding only. And the woodcutter will, almost it is done, something is left, some portion. Then they run away. The tree will fall of itself. The fall of the Berlin Wall. And that oneness, that experience will come. So effort we can do. But effort is not the cause of your God realization. If it is a cause of getting something because of doing something, that will be lost. If you earn something by paying something, that will be lost. But if it is yours, it cannot be lost. What happens? The ignorance, the covering over our own nature, just that will be wiped out. So our struggle is not for God realization. Our struggle is to remove the ignorance and darkness which is covering us and the divine. It's a veil. Ramakrishna Sodna. Ramakrishna put his towel before the audience and said, "See, you are not seeing my face. Only the towel is making a separation, is not allowing you to see. You remove the towel, it is here." So we are, actually everything is permeated with God. I don't see because the veil of ignorance. So spiritual struggle, japa, meditation, constantly renouncing, detaching all these things is to only remove that which is not. Truth is, the sun is shining all the time. The eternal sun of light and consciousness is here and now. Eternal joy, eternal peace is now and this moment with all of us here. We are not aware of it.
I'm having a frustration with meditation, and I'm wondering if anybody can help or has experienced deep meditation, the moment before complete union. My heart feels like it's going to explode, and it's causing me to lose focus and pull away. I don't know if it's fear, but I try to push through it, and that love, it oscillates and vibrates to the point where my heart feels like it won't take it anymore, and it pulls me back. I've gone past that before, but lately it's pulling me back, and it's frustrating, and I don't know what that is.
You should have your teacher should guide you. In spiritual life, you should have a good teacher in your meditation, because it is a very science, it's a big science. As you know, to learn the material thing, we go to a teacher. So in spiritual life, your meditation, if you have any teacher, ask him. So you should have to have one. You know, it is always that is the point. In spiritual life, we think that we can do by ourselves. And we can do by ourselves, but we may do mistakes. Suppose you take a GPS and then you drive the car. If anything comes, you know, if even the mistake comes, it can recalculate. So guide in our life. So in our spiritual life, we all should have one teacher. You have to find a teacher, and who is genuine, who can help you. And if you go that, then they can direct you. Probably you are hitting too high a point in one jump, and that creates suppose if someone asks you to just climb this very high altitude, and in one jump you will be frightened. Shall I fall down and break myself? But there is a science how you can climb that height, and many people have done it. It is a science. That's the entire Raja Yoga. I read Swami Vivekananda's Raja Yoga. That has been developed in that way, how you can practice step by step. But whether it is fit for you, some teacher should have to decide, a good teacher. So you find a good teacher, and then that problem will be solved. They will teach you how to move, where you are, and how you can move step by step, sure and certain. I give you one example. Suppose you are climbing in the heights of Himalayas. You don't know the gear, you don't took all this protection and things. So I'll go myself. So you go high up. And after you go 10,000 feet, we had one time some experience. So you go 10,000 feet, okay, it is what is that? Then okay, 12,000 feet. You go 10,000 to 12,000, there is a halting place. Because it is your altitude wise, your oxygen rarefication is there. And our body is fixed in such a way that we can breathe safely in such an altitude. Then you have to go another altitude, not too high, but take rest there. Get acclimatized, and then you will be able to stay there. And then go another. So there is a science of moving. And if anyone goes, actually I know, we are going to Amarnath. No, Amarnath. We are going to Kailas. And our car is going, and about 3-4 cars are returning. Though we are very excited. We said, oh, you have revision? We said, no, this person has fallen sick. Then you take oxygen cylinder. Breathe in. Stabilize. Stay for 2 nights there. Acclimatize yours. Spiritual life is a flight. We are habituated in this frequency. You are raising your consciousness into finer and finer frequencies. How will you understand unless you are equipped with that? So you have the potentiality. You are doing your sincerity. Only you need how to proceed and where to halt, how much to do, one teacher. That will help you. And you are asking something.
Well, about the visions, I was wondering, from the another direction, is it possible for the Kundalini to rise without having the corresponding visions?
And normally it is, Ramakrishna said, Kundalini awakening, as soon as it awakens, as the mind lives in one level, that's Kundalini means our awareness. Our awareness in one plane, and it goes to another flight, it sees the vista differently. It goes to another. It has its connection with that. But whether the vision will come or your experience of joy will be there, that is a point to be decided. But what you are focusing, suppose I give this example. Suppose you are in a train journey or say plane journey, a better example. You are going and you sat in the window seat, and someone is sitting in the aisle seat. And aisle seat, he is reading a book or a computer, and nowadays people don't talk to each other, say go to text messaging, doing. Even in the plane, they're putting this and that and this and that, no? So, now you are going for JFK, suppose Los Angeles. And one is sitting in the window and he is interested in what is going on outside. So he sees the landing, the flight is just going like that, and ocean and Los Angeles airport. You see the beach and this and that, boats and this and that. But you are sitting in the aisle seat. You are not seeing anything. You are engrossed in something else. So in spiritual life, attention, who is in which? But the plane is moving. Spiritual life, someone may have the vision. Means you are attentive to those, what is coming in the journey. And you are not in some other way, in your introvertness. So that will be the difference. But chakra meditation, as I understand, it is a different level of consciousness. As the mind, Thakur said, no? When the mind comes in the heart chakra, you will be seeing the vision, you will see the light. When it comes here, you will be able to hear the divine voice all the time. Message, spiritual. Here, as it moves, different flights of experience comes. So it is Sri Ramakrishna testified that. And it is just wherever the mind is going up, that type of experience will come. At least the joy will be the essence. Vision, I do not know. Many people may not have any vision. I have heard from many monks of our order, highly evolved sadhus. And I ask that. Because you all expect, no? To see something, no? You are meditating. Okay, I got this. That excites. Then I asked Swami, all What happens with them? No, some people may not have vision. They said, yes, vision is not the only proof of your spiritual journey. How you are getting absorbed. Suppose you sat for some time, quite a long time. Mind will be disturbed now and then. Don't worry about that. But you feel greater joy. You feel greater peace. You feel sometimes, this is also a sign. You are sitting for meditation or prayer. You will feel that, let me sit for a little more. You are progressing. Today, I like not to give up the seat. A little more, 5 minutes more, 10 minutes more. But I am to go. I have my other duty. But your mind is saying, no, let me sit. Then you are doing in the right path. So these are the symptoms of thinking that we can.
This question, for the guru. So until we find a guru, what should we do? Should we not?
Do
Job, or should we just continue what we are doing?
The question is that why we will not find guru? Wherever there is a demand, there is a supply in the world. So everything happens like that. You want to go. You want to go to study. So what do? Immediately after finishing high school, you want to go to college. Which college you will go? Which teacher will teach me? If you seek, what you do? You Google search, you find which university, which professor is best in this university, which subject you are taught, and what is the rating. Don't you? It's realistically we do all these things. So you try to find, there are so many departments in so many universities, but this university has a good rating. And I like this. And you go to the campus, don't you do? I see that students are doing all the time. Just I want to see USC campus. I am coming to go to UCLA campus. Oh, UC Irvine campus. And this professor, that professor. Why? Somebody told he's a good professor. That's very good. So if you do that, why not for spiritual life? We inquire. Yeah.
But
Till you do that, read good books, pray to God. Another thing, pray to God. Oh Lord, please bring in my life some teacher who can help me. And if you are sincere, things will happen. Yes, someone is on the corner, this corner, yes. Please.
Swami, thank you so much for today's talk. It was beautiful, especially that oil and the drop. It was really so clear for me. But one of my main questions, and as you coach me for my meditation, I will be very good with the meditation, but mostly when I go to meditation, I will think about my job, that today what I did, which one was good and which was not good, and then I will get distracted. Do I have an attachment to my service or to my job? So that's my main question.
Good question. Realistic question, practical question. We all face that every time. So I will say that you take a notebook and a pencil or pen. As soon as the thought comes, well, I have to do this, okay. Note down those points and tell mind, not now. I finish, this is exclusively for God and me and my beloved Lord. Okay, I will do this, His work, when I go out of this. This is my private time with Him. Have a relationship, 2 things. Everyone does that. Mother loves the baby. Mother and baby together. Exclusive. One time. Other time, for the baby, mother is doing so many things. So, when you are meditating, think that I am only for God and me and my beloved. No work, nothing. The world does not exist. I am with my beloved. 1. Come down and go for work. I am doing to please Him only, the Lord only, in my friend, in my office. It is all service. It is all service because it is all God. Because I don't understand, but the scriptures say, the realized people have indicated that it is everything. God resides in the heart of all. Ishvarat sarvabhutanam hriddese Arjuna tishtati. O Arjuna, Ishvara, the Lord, sarvabhutanam, in all the living beings, hriddese, in the heart, He is hiding there. He's tishtati, He is sitting there. And He is the Lord, and I am giving a glass of water, as they say. You give a glass of water to anyone, you can mentally think, oh Lord, you are in this person, I am serving you this glass. You're giving a glass of water, it becomes a connection with God, spiritual. So you are doing for God. And my favorite example I give, the Christ went to the home of Mary and Martha. That's a very famous story. Two sisters, and they have invited Christ to come in their home, and Christ was pleased one day. And then they came. And like Christ came, naturally He does not come alone. He's all disciples and all these things. Like Ramakrishna. When he goes, he band up his devotees also to go there. So, and now as soon as they entered, Christ entered into the home of Mary and Martha. Mary, looking at the Lord, becomes so overwhelmed, and she forgot about all the duties and responsibilities. As soon as the Christ sat, she sat at the feet of the Lord. And he started weeping and crying and looking at the face of Christ, she forgot everything. And now so many guests, Martha has to take care of them because only she is absorbed. So other sister is active. She started taking care of the other things. Then, and one time she cannot manage so many guests to entertain at a time. So she came and complained to Christ. See my sister, she is not helping me. She is sitting here and looking at you only. I am not going to the comment. Though Christ said she is the best. I am not saying that. Because why best? Because he has no duty. When you are with God, the whole world disappears. Because in God is everything. So when you can be united with God, no responsibility of the world, nothing. That's why we have escaped. They say that you should have to listen to your mom. Don't give any pain and suffering to your mom or dad. And if you cannot serve your mom and dad, at least don't give any pain to them. So if you do, nothing will happen. In Hindu culture it is said. But we are all boys who didn't listen to mom and dad and came away. But Ramakrishna said, yes, but if you can do it only for God, then nothing is bad comes. Rather, that becomes good to the parents also, if one can really become devoted to God. So, be Mary, be Martha. That is the formula whole day. When you are meditating, you are Mary. Any job of his job comes, no. I note down, I will do beyond my meditation time. And I am Martha now. In my job, yes, I noted those are the priorities. Okay, I'll take care of that. Go on working. But not working like a jobber. We all do jobs. And the boss, money, this, that. Yes, that should be the external feature of our life. But internally we should think, I am doing only pleasing the Lord. Through your company, you may say, through your company they are making money. And how am I helping others? Yes, that company is for some service to the society. It is going to someone's help. So I am serving God through that service. What skill God has given to me. So to make this life very spiritual means One, don't allow anything to come into the life when you are steeped in your meditation. And say anything comes, say okay, enough, but I am with Lord now. It's my private time. No one is allowed. Swami Turiyananda used to say, write like a sign, write no entry. In your mind, put a sign. No entry, no thought now. Not allowed. That means when meditation time, if we can do that, then we can reduce the distractions. Any distraction come, okay, I will have to watch that. And if it is important, note down or tell your mind, not now, this is not the time. Come and help me to be with my beloved Lord. So this is the time. And when you come out, then you do your duties and responsibilities more focused. And if we can really think that it is going to the service of God, then this service will be better service. Much more comforting to yourself and for whom you are doing. And both ways, two-way benefit. Yes, Ed, please.
I have many friends who say that these spiritual experiences are tricks of our mind. They would argue, that my fear of death is causing me to grasp at straws and cause me essentially to doubt what I'm doing. These are people I love and respect, and they have a lot of influence on me. I was wondering how maybe to get beyond that.
Yeah, what they have said, I think what they have said, they are very good people. They have said that it is your mind. Yes, I see anything we are thinking of, it is mind. It's a range of mind, but impure mind or pure mind? Impure mind dictates us to do bad things. As it becomes purified, it teaches us to be unselfish, dedicated to God, loving people, feeling the suffering of others, and noble characters. All the people do attract us through this pure mind. Mystic vision, yes, they are correct. It is still mind is there. But it is mystic vision or divine visions come when the mind becomes pure. And you reach, it's like a thick level of ignorance. And mind falls in this level. And your mind penetrates little higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. No? These are in spiritual life you are moving on. These are also the play of the mind. Yes. But what shall I trust? The impure mind or pure mind? The ugly mind or the peaceful mind? Yes, it is mind, but that is much better than that of the mind which is creating disturbance in the world. Understand that? Psychologically what they say, it is correct. It is my mind, fiction of my mind. Yes, everything is fiction. I see you, this is mind. I hate you, this is my mind. I love you, that is the mind. Without mind you cannot connect with anything. If the mind is not there, we cannot connect with anything in the world. You are eating. Your mouth is eating. But if the mind is not there, you cannot tell. What did you eat? Oh, yes, maybe. Was it proper? Was it good? Balance, salt, and all our recipes? Oh, I didn't. Because your mind was not there. A student, and 30, 40 students in the same class, teacher is teaching. One boy or girl can come out with nothing in his or her brain because his mind was playing somewhere else. And one has paid full attention, he gets A+. What makes the difference? That's the mind. So the mind is there. In darker ignorant mind sees as brutality, meanness, unkindness and all these things. Purer mind is showing purer level of entity. So higher and higher the mind moves, purer and purer it becomes. And when it reaches there, we call God vision. You are seeing them. You can see through the pure mind. And that mind then dissolves. That is called samadhi. That is beyond all mind. Until we reach that, we are only working through the mind itself. To go to hit a point where there is no mind. So anything, we have our conception about heaven. What is heaven? Heaven is your mind. Pure mind shows a different level of consciousness. As we are talking about the chakras. What are the chakras? Ramakrishna could stay from this chakra to this chakra. There are 1,000 levels of experiences. Ramakrishna could get that and stay there. From here to here, this chakra, 6th to 7th, that experience, nirakar, absolute. Up to here is mind's play. Here. That's why don't do meditation here. In one jump, you are jumping into the 6th plane. Too high, you will feel lack of oxygen and dizziness will come. Therefore, then you jump here to here. Then your mind dissolves. Ramakrishna was saying that, oh, mother is coming, I cannot go beyond. That's the last state of absorbing the bliss of joy. Mind still functioning. And if it penetrates that, boom, who will say what is the experiencer? Who is the experiencer? You become joy. Ramakrishna's experience I related, he entered here and he is gone. That's why other people saw that he has no body consciousness and he is not coming into awareness. Ramakrishna's heartbeat will be, this throbbing of the heartbeat will stop. Almost a sign of death. But beaming joy. Entire environment will be surcharged with spirituality. So, mind to mindless state. So, that is true, but we must have to make a journey from lower state of mind to higher state, to higher state, to higher state, and higher state, and state beyond mind. This is spiritual journey. And in every chakra, moving into the chakra, those who do that, that is also the altering the state of consciousness. And ultimately, you will see the consciousness everywhere. When you reach here, then you see that is nothing but consciousness. And she asked, what is her name? I'm not seeing her face. You put that question, I didn't respond that time. Please put that question again so that we can talk about that. तो गुरुजी ने बता नहीं है? अच्छा अच्छा. Here I don't recommend here. This is a very, as I said, this is a very.
Those are questions,
I'm coming to that. Question is that it is said that you meditate, Guru gives mantra and meditate, and then sometimes said keep your Guru here. You can think of Guru or you can think of your Ishta. Ishta means, suppose your Guru or the divine chosen ideal. Rama, Krishna, Buddha, Shankara, Mother Kali, Mother Durga, whatever may be your Ishta. So, her question is that, shall we meditate on Guru or shall we meditate on the Ishta? Got the point? Guru is the physical teacher who has given you the mantra. And he has given that you think of God in your heart. God is seated in your heart. And this is the mantra. You practice that mantra and try to visualize that and then meditate on that. Our suggestion is that Guru is a conduit. through which the God's grace comes in our life to help us to move towards Him. So, as Guru says, meditate on the Ishta and do japa. So, our focus should be on Ishta. But, as a respect and love, before your meditation, you should offer your salutation to your Guru, offer flower, incense, whatever. But ultimately, Guru should merge into the Ishta. And then think of Ishta. Because many people get stuck into the Guru cult. My Guru. But your Guru is nothing but the representative of God. So who will you catch? Representative of the person. But representative is important for me because I don't get to God. He has come in my life and He represents the divine. Therefore, I have deepest respect. But He represents the Lord. So let Him be merged into the God, Lord, and then think of God. It's very simplistic. So, and Guru cult is bad. Guru cult is my Guru, your Guru, this Guru, this Guru. But it's not only the Guru is only God. But Guru's grace comes to us to one form of human form. One or other. But whenever it comes, it is His grace. God's grace is descending on my life through one channel. You are getting through another channel. But think the power which is coming, the mantra that is coming, the spirit that is coming. So we have to focus on that. Yes.
Question. When you were speaking about detachment and attachment, and it's one of the things that I always not confused, but maybe you could enlighten me better on it. That when you speak of it, it seems like you're saying that it's wrong to be attached to things that you might enjoy, like for instance, hiking in the woods, or animals, or whatever it may be, flowers, or a favorite book, or even your own kin, to be attached to your mother and father, that you love them. But it sounds from what I hear you saying to others is that that's wrong.
That's wrong. Gotcha. So
I don't understand that.
Okay, that's the point. Yeah, it's a difficult thing to understand. But detachment to what? Not to your father, but to the flesh and bone of the father. And attachment to what? Who is behind this flesh and bone of my father and express the love, joy, blessings for me. I am not trying to detach from him. I am trying to go to the core. That does not exclude the personality. Look you at your father, brother, sister, husband, wife, not as father, brother, husband, but because of God. So add our idea should be add God with it. If minus God, it is only a physical entity, physical body. And there beings suffering, pain, because we are seeing them limited in the body and only this entity. But the Lord is working through my father. How do I know God's love? Unless I see this innocent love from my mom. In my early childhood I was raised, no? My father who did so much for me. How do I know God is all compassion? Because of them I know. But if you forget God and only see your father is loving, your father cannot love. He was a machine tool. The power comes from God. So we love to go to that root. And in that root your father is also included. But minus that, only father. You see how many people has bad experience about father. How many have the bad experience about mother. They are mother, they are also mother, they are also father. So the question is that whenever I get any, there is a beautiful saying of Tagore, Rabindranath Tagore. He is a Nobel laureate and a mystic poet. He said, Je keho more diyecho sukh, diyecho tari porichoy, tomare ami nomi. Je keho more diyecho dukh, diyecho tari porichoy, tomare ami nomi. O Lord, I salute you. Whoever has given me any touch of joy, any touch of blessing, any touch of peace, it is, O Lord, you have given through them. I salute you. And anyone in the world who has caused suffering for me, pain for me, which has caused tremendous agony for me, it is, O Lord, you are in the background. So I salute you. So what is beautiful, it is not attachment, detachment does not mean like that you have to cut and throw away. Cut and throw away in the mind, in which view you are looking at your father, your mother, your friend, your husband, your wife, your any relation. It is because of the Lord. Because of the Lord, these wildflowers look so beautiful. Because of the Lord, the trees, the leaves become so shining. Because of the Lord, you can see the full moon night today. Because of the Lord, the sun shining. So we forget everywhere, see the beauty of the nature. I like the beauty of the nature. Who is behind the nature? So only spirituality teaches us to just go one step deep inside that. They are not saying that throw away a beautiful rose because rose is all bad. No. But when you enjoy the rose, but not as rose, but you see that how Lord is giving you the touch of your fragrance through the rose or the beauty through that object. He is coming to you close and closer to you. That means it is helping us to come in proximity with God. Does it not make a sense to enjoy the world more deeply? How much you can enjoy as a flower? You cannot enjoy as a flower. Flower is today blooming like that, tomorrow it will be little dry, day after tomorrow, and then you throw away. If the flower could have given you joy, the flower should give joy all the time. But someone was giving you the joy, you didn't understand, I didn't understand. I give glory to the flower. I give glory to the moon, the sun, my father, my mother, my son, my friend. No, it is God giving me the love through that person. And God is also playing with me in the form of giving some hard time. God gives sometimes hard time. So in both ways it is He is playing. What can I do? But if we can see, gradually you see what happens. Every day we come closer and closer and closer to God. And then you are always, we talked about, uninterrupted thought of God will come then. Enjoy any fragrance, but only put. God is so fragrant. Only I am giving a little taste of that through this fragrant perfume. Enjoy that in that attitude. But only fragrance is nothing. So Ramakrishna's simple example that he said, so we should end with this. Ramakrishna, maybe I repeat every time. Ramakrishna said that this whole world minus God is like all void, meaningless, worthless. It is like zero. If I give you 1 0 I say, I will give you 1 0. What will you say? Get out. What is the meaning of giving me 0? Then I will say, oh, you are not satisfied with 1 0? I will give you 2 0. What will be your response? You are playing trick with me? What 2 0 means? I will give you 10 zeros. You will smile at me and really ridicule me. But if I now say, Ramakrishna said, put 1 before the 0. You give 1 0, behind it 1. That means it's 10. I'll say, okay, give $10. Okay, good. Then you say, no, I will give you 2 zeros behind 1. $100. Yes, more welcoming. Now you give 10 zeros behind 1. What is that value? So you add zeros in the world, it becomes more valuable behind keeping God behind. If you forget God and only put 0, it is all frustration, all negativity, all loss. So what I mean by attachment and detachment is this philosophy. That you put 1 behind everything which is attractive, which is repulsive, which is joy, which is pleasure, which is pain, behind is coming from my beloved Lord, who is permeated everywhere. He gives a touch of His presence through love, through suffering, through pain. And okay, now time is up. We'll go. Thank you all. Jai Ma.